Hey everybody, welcome to episode 169 of the Club JG podcast. I'm your host, yours truly, John Graham, aka JG. Hope everybody had an awesome week. It is a nice Saturday here in Baltimore. I got a few things to get into with you guys, so let's get right to it. The LA Lakers and LeBron James are apparently at an impasse. LeBron James reportedly felt that the Lakers didn't fully value everything that he had done while shifting focus to Luka Doncic. James understood that the Lakers taking advantage of an opportunity to pivot to the younger superstar. But from the James perspective, sources said, nuance was sometimes lost during the transition. Doncic never asked to be a Laker. James, for his part, had chosen LA coming in 2018 when the team had missed the playoffs 5 consecutive seasons. The worst run for the franchise since it moved from Minneapolis. 2 years later, James had helped deliver a 7-team championship. So LeBron James feels like the Lakers are not really prioritizing him. I'm here to say, duh. You're 40 years old. Luka Doncic is 25, going on 26. He's one of the bright young superstars in this league who is MVP caliber in the NBA, and he's on your team. If any GM were to look at the situation, who are you going to prioritize? Yes, LeBron James. We know that you're one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Yes, we know that you delivered as the latest superstar to come to Los Angeles and deliver a championship. That's a responsibility as a superstar going to the Lakers. You've done that. We acknowledge that in 2020. It's time. Even as phenomenal as LeBron James has been at the age of 40, something that we have never seen from any basketball player, especially in the NBA. It's time, bro. Lakers are doing the right thing to do in this nearly impossible situation by transitioning from an all-time superstar to the next generation's superstar. That's what you have to do. The Lakers are in a bind right now because they can't really trade LeBron James because nobody in the league is going to gut their team and lose draft picks for 40-year-old LeBron James for maybe a 1-year run, dare I say 2 years, and that's a big dare. No team's going to do that with brains. We've seen a little bit of stupidity in the NBA over the past few years. So is it totally out of the question? No. Is it highly unlikely? Yes. If these GMs have a brain, they're not going to trade for a 40-year-old basketball player, as phenomenal as he's been. He's still 40 years old. You're not going to do it. So LeBron feeling some type of way, who cares? I don't, at this point, if I'm Rob Pelinka, Genie Bus, I don't care. We respect you. We love what you did for the team. We respect you as an all-time great. If you want to stay with us and retire as a Laker, we will make sure that we put the festivities on for you and honor you as you well deserve. But it's time. The Lakers cannot keep making moves to appease LeBron James. They have to make moves to get ready for the Luka Doncic era. And the problem right now is they don't have a lot of tradable assets right now that they're willing to make. If I'm the Lakers and Rob Pelinka, I find a way to find a buyout for LeBron James. He opted into his $52.6 million deal. Can we buy him out? Let's buy him out. Let him decide where he wants to call it. He might go back to Cleveland. You know, Cleveland recently, there's a report that Cleveland will be open to having LeBron James if he was bought out. They will not trade for him. But if he's bought out and he's an unrestricted free agent, yeah, Cleveland would love to have him. Let him sign off where he got started in Cleveland. Does he go back to Miami? All this stuff that's going on is just fueling LeBron James. Will he be traded? Will he be released, cut, bought out, whatever? I don't believe that LeBron's going to get bought out. I think he will finish his career in the Lakers, in Los Angeles with the Lakers when it's all said and done. But the Lakers are doing the right thing to do in this nearly impossible situation to do right now. I mean, what do you do when you have an all-time superstar and you're trying to transition as cleanly and as fairly as you can while also looking out for the future of your franchise? This is the best possible way you can do it. Now, there's been reports that Luka Doncic was aware of the sale of the Lakers and LeBron was not, all this stuff going on. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. But what I do know is that you cannot prioritize a 40-year-old player over a 25-year-old superstar. I know it's LeBron James. I know how phenomenal he is, how all-time great he is. We get all that. It's time, bro. We had to go through with Michael Jordan. We had to go through with Kobe Bryant. The Lakers, I watched Kobe Bryant limp out of the league in his 20th season. One of my favorite player of all time in the NBA. Watched him limp off the court in 20 years of playing. The Lakers did not have a good succession plan for Kobe Bryant. Let's call it what it is. They had a horrible succession plan. They were god awful. I just read you the report. They missed the playoffs for 5 consecutive seasons, going with Kobe Bryant heading out for retirement. They did not have a good succession plan. They had Julius Randle. They had a young Julius Randle, a young Jordan Clarkson, a young D'Angelo Russell. They tried to get Dwight Howard in there. Hopefully he be the next great big for the Lakers. But we all saw how that situation turned out. That didn't work out too well. So the Lakers had a horrible situation with their superstar, and they left them with nothing in his latter years. The Lakers are trying to do the opposite and do a lot better with LeBron James. They gave him Anthony Davis. They gave him Luka Doncic. They gave him a decent team to at least be a playoff caliber team. Lakers right now are a playoff caliber team. They just picked up DeAndre Ayton. No, they're not in championship form at all. This team is not poised to win a championship as constructed. They barely made any moves in free agency outside of DeAndre Ayton. So there's not much you can really expect from this team. So the Lakers are kind of in a situation where, you know what, we're just going to have to just put the best team out that we can, and let things go from there. Austin Reeves turned down his deal. He's looking to get $100 million or more. We'll see if it's going to be with the Lakers or with someone else. A lot of these things have to play out. So, but the thing is, Ramona Shelburne's report talking about the situation with LeBron, it's like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do in this situation. It doesn't matter how phenomenal your 40-year-old superstar is in LeBron James. You have to prioritize the future. He is not going to play forever. He's not playing until he's 50 years old. Could he do it? Sure. LeBron's a phenomenal athlete. He probably could play until he's 50 years old, for all I know. But don't prioritize that. Otherwise, you're just going to keep setting back your franchise for the future, and you won't be ready. You won't have a good succession plan when he actually retires. So kudos to Jeanie Buss, kudos to Rob Pelinka for understanding that this is about Luka Doncic. It is no longer about the all-time great LeBron James. It's important that we understand that. As we move on, speaking of the Lakers, in Summer League, there was a big spectacle about Bronny James versus Cooper Flagg, the number 1 overall pick in this past year's draft. And they put on a show. I thought it was a really entertaining game. It's what basketball fans needed at this moment. Let's be honest, guys. Like, no one really is paying that much attention to baseball right now. It's halfway through the season. They're approaching All-Star break. Nobody's really paying that much attention. We got tennis going on. We got the Wimbledon Open going on. Great sport, but it's not the same as for basketball fans during this time of the year. So it was good to have a game that kind of like brought a little bit of a spectacle there. You know, first of all, people who were dropping $2,500 for a ticket for a damn Summer League game, I hope to get to that point one day where it's like, you know what, $2,500 for a damn Summer League, whatever, just do it. So that was crazy. I can't believe people actually did that, but hey, we had a good game here. Cooper Flagg looked like the number 1 overall pick. It's what you expected. He came out aggressive offensively. He had a great first dunk to like open up his NBA career. But by and large, looking at the stat line, I wasn't all that impressed. I mean, 5 of 21, not great. Now again, I know it's Summer League. I'm not hating on Cooper Flagg. I think he's going to be very, very good in the NBA. I really do. But 5 of 21 wasn't all that impressive. First Summer League game, no one cares. Cooper Flagg doesn't even need to play in Summer League, first of all, because none of this is going to affect him as far as how much he's going to play. It was actually surprising that he played as long as he did. But again, I look at one thing that I noticed that, and he will get better at this, the jump shot wasn't really there. It seemed like he left a lot of jump shots short. It's different, obviously, shooting an NBA 3 versus a college 3. So he'll adjust and get better with that. What I did notice was he handled ball pressure very, very well. For having his size, being able to handle the ball the way he did, bringing it up the court, dealing with full court pressure at times. I thought he handled that very, very well. You saw the passing ability. You saw the willingness to defend. Those are things that you want to see in your young players. So Cooper Flagg did an excellent job in those regards. So again, I don't make a big deal about 5 for 21, even though it wasn't impressive. He's going to get better. He's a really good player. He's going to be great for Dallas. Nothing he does in the Summer League is going to affect his playing time going forward. I do, however, want to point out, Bronny James looked comfortable. He looked really, really good. A lot better than what I saw last year. Last year, we saw a kid that was just trying to really like just survive and to stay out there. He looked like he belonged there. He looked like he looked like a veteran. He commanded the offense. He had a couple turnovers here and there. You like to clean that up, but even though he went 1 for 6 from 3, the confidence level of how he was shooting the basketball, that's what I wanted to see from him last year was more of the aggression. I saw a whole lot more of that, in this Summer League game. So I like what I'm seeing from Bronny James. I think he's going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to work hard. but I already see like a jump. I already see some improvement. That's what I was paying attention to Brian to see like how much better he would look. How would he respond to the spotlight of a game that was going to be against the number one pick Cooper Flagg? I thought he came out and showed that, hey, I'm out here too. He defended Cooper Flagg a couple times. Flagg obviously shot over him and got a jump shot. Everyone made a big deal about that. Flagg's 6'8", Bronny's like 6'3". All you had to do was shoot over him. So it wasn't much that Bronny could do there. But I like what I've been seeing from Bronny. So I think that this is a good step. He's got to continue to get better. I want to keep seeing more aggression from him as we go through Summer League. He's already going to be a really good defender, in my opinion. He's got to get more consistent with the jumper, keep being aggressive. And I think Brian James has a chance to continue to get better. I like what I've been seeing. Keke Palmer had an interview recently, and I had some thoughts about it. So let's talk about it.
Bridge. Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge.
No, I live for Stedman, but you know that Stedman has for many decades been the butt of jokes.
Yeah, because of gender rules.
Yes.
People feel like because she's Oprah Winfrey, who did y'all want her to be with, Barack Obama? That doesn't make sense, guys. I mean, I feel like that's the weird thing about powerful women, what we're left with. Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to find love, but he's got to have a certain amount of money, but at the same time, I got to still be like... Guys, what's going on here? Why am I? Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge. No one cares.
No one
cares. And I frankly don't care if that's who you love. That's who you love. Why do we have to deal with that?
Yes.
That to me makes no sense. I ain't never look. My daddy told me a man needs to treat you right. Mm-hmm. He needs to handle and service you in whatever way you need service. Let me tell you one thing that Keke don't need:
money.
From nobody. Now, if you want to give a little something and get my nails done, something cute,
but
I'm
shouldn't
fine
they
with
do
it.
that? But shouldn't they make that effort?
Yeah.
But
you might still look like Stedman to the world, and that's a great role.
Because if
I was married to, I was with Oprah Winfrey.
Hey, you just be sitting up there waiting.
Chilling.
Yeah,
and Stedman, by the way, Stedman's esteemed.
Yeah.
Stedman has a whole career. He's just not Oprah.
Yeah.
So the fact that how dare people compare you to your lover?
Yeah.
I hate that Oprah had to endure that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that she had to endure that.
It's
and I
true.
hate that Stedman had to endure that. And that's why I said what I said, because you had a good role.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to be my Stedman.
Yes.
Come on.
He was.
When I played that for my dad said, yeah, because why did he want to be Stedman?
All right, so Keke Palmer said a lot there. The main topic was women who make more than men choosing to date men who make less than them. Now, I don't disagree with what Keke Palmer is saying at all. I think she was correct in everything she was saying. It should not matter, how much someone makes less than the other person. Relationships at the end of the day are about a partnership and they're about love, right? But to play devil's advocate, to understand why a lot of men feel emasculated to want to even deal with a woman who makes more than them, there's a lot that goes into it. Men earning less than $50,000 per year are 60% less likely to get married compared to those with higher incomes, studies show. Why does it matter so much that to men and to women how much a man makes in a relationship? To talk about it, obviously I can talk about it from a man perspective. I'll just give my opinion. Men feel emasculated by that because they feel we've grown in a society where you are less of a man if you are not pulling your weight, if you're not taking care of your woman, if you're not leading the household, wearing the pants in a relationship, so to speak. That's the environment that a lot of men have grown up in. We're known for we got to be the providers, we got to be the tough guys, we got to not show emotion, we got to make money to take care of our family and all that. We got to be the breadwinners. It's not the case anymore. The world has evolved where a lot of successful women are actually the breadwinners themselves. And that's fine. But there's nuances to why this bothers men so much, why they go so far as to saying, oh, this woman makes more money than me, I'm not going to deal with her, I'm not going to date her. We see this in movies, we see this in media all the time where it's like, okay, we've seen situations where the woman is making more money in the relationship than the man. And they get into their first big fight. The women will pull out, oh, well, I'm making more money than you. This is my house. Or I'm paying more of the bills and stuff like that. Right there is that's what men are afraid of running into. That's the truth. We never want to. Us men, our egos are fragile. Let's be honest. Our egos are very fragile, and we run into a situation where we hear something like that from our woman. It's going to shatter it. It's going to really damage it to the point where you wonder if the relationship can be repaired. A man feels less than important if he's not leading the charge, so to speak. Now, there are some men who are a little more adaptable, a little more evolved, where it's like, hey, this is a partnership. Let's both take care of what we need to take care of. Not let it be like, oh, she's the breadwinner, I'm this, or I'm the breadwinner and she's that. I personally have never been the person who will look at what my financial situation is and how that should affect anything going on with the relationship. As long as I'm taking care of mine and I treat my woman with respect and I do the best I can to be the best partner I can be, that's what's more important. I could care less if my partner was making more money than me. I feel like that's a very like asinine thing to be insecure about. But I do understand, to play devil's advocate, why a lot of men feel that way. There's too many. There are different situations here. Situations where the woman is making more, and you probably wouldn't know that because they're partners. They're 50-50 in a way where it's like, hey, we're both on this train together. Let's take care of what we need to take care of together. That's a partnership. But then you also see situations where, let's say the man messes up. Let's say he made a mistake, an honest mistake. I'm not talking about cheating or nothing like that. Let's say like he made an honest mistake, financially or something like that. And it's like, okay, the woman has to take care of him. We've seen too many situations where it's like other men will contribute to this man is not really a real man, so to speak, because his woman's taking care of things and he's not holding up his weight. Well, you don't know the situation. A lot of people like to assume things and make their own, conclusions without even knowing the whole story. So we got to deal with women possibly emasculating us because we're not making as much money as them or more money. And then also other men who might be making more money than their women looking down upon the men who don't make as much money. So it's a double whammy here. Like you got to deal with it from both sides, so to speak. And that's why I see that most men try to do the best they can. Unfortunately, to the point where like they're giving up something really good, where the woman doesn't care about, like Keke Palmer was saying, there's some very wealthy women out here, women who are doing very well for themselves, who won't use that to judge the person they're dating. But the thing is, if you've seen something over and over and over again over the years, if you grew up in an environment where you're not used to seeing a woman not emasculate the man for not making as much money, you're going to assume that she's probably going to think that way, and you're going to shy away from that. It's a very unfortunate situation that goes on in society today. I think to this day, even worse, it goes on. And it means a lot of men are cutting themselves off from opportunities to grow. And it also shortens the dating pool for both men and women. So it's a rough situation. Keke Palmer is 100% right. It should not matter. But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of people in the world where that does matter to them. There's a lot of men that, especially, where that matters to them. If they're not pulling their weight, they will wait. They will not get married. They will not get in serious relationships until they are financially stable. And that can take them up to the mid-30s or possibly even their 40s. Personally, if you're talking about me, I've never been that guy. I've never, felt emasculated if the person I'm dealing with is making more money than me. To me, that, in my personal opinion, that is motivation. That makes me want to be better. That makes me want to do things to match your energy. Now, it's not a competition. I think it's another toxic trait that a lot of men get into. It's like, I got to be better than her, or I got to match her. It's like it's a competition. It's not. A partnership is about working together and helping each other grow. Why would you be in competition with the person that you're spending a lot of your time with? The person that's supposed to be in your corner. That's not your enemy. That's not your opponent. That's your partner who's on your side. So we got to get away. Us men need to get away from the competitive aspect and understand that even if you get a chance to meet a wonderful woman who happens to make more money than you, don't shy away from that. Be your best self and understand that you're going to continue to work and get better from where you are. You don't want someone that's like going to meet you at the finish line once you get there. You want someone that's going to be there with you while you build, while you continue to make those transitions and make those additions. So when you get to the finish line, you're ready to, continue to level up. Those are the kind of partnerships and the kind of situations you want to get into.